Hello YouTube, back to Panda channel. And guys, in today's video I just want to basically talk about my impression of using my Sea Dweller that I just got about over a week ago. I got it on June 11 2018, one day before a historical meeting of Donald Trump with Kim Jong-un. And so yeah, so I just basically want to tell you about my experience and my impression of having been using this for the past 1 week or so. And so yeah, let's get down to it, guys. You know, you can call it like a short review or something, but this is just basically my impression. And guys, this is a diver watch. I got it about a week ago, and this is a Sea Dweller, reference number 16600. So it's a 5 digits model number from Rolex, still considered to be modern Rolex. And this was made in 2006, and this model was discontinued in 2008, I believe. And then after that, it was replaced by the Rolex Deep Sea Sea Dweller, which is 44 millimeter, and this one is actually 40 millimeter with the lock width of 20 millimeter. So the strap selection for this watch is abundant. I'm not worried about that. Matter of fact, I just got a rubber strap which I'm gonna put on this watch next week or so, you know, because I like my watch, to be honest, I'm not really a bracelet kind of guy. I like to put a leather strap or rubber strap on my watch because I'm just not, you know, I'm not really that fond of bracelet. But the bracelet is actually pretty beautiful for this watch. And oh yeah, guys, before I forget, so the lock to lock length is actually from here to here is 48 millimeter. So it's not too long, it's not too big. I have a 6.5 inches wrist size, and I feel that this watch 40 millimeter being 40 millimeter with a lock to lock size of 48 millimeter, I think it, you know, it fits my wrist really nicely. I feel like it, you know, it's not too big, it's not too small, and this is a sporty watch. It can withstand 1.2 kilometer water resistance, so it's a very robust kind of watch. It's built like a tank, and matter of fact, you know, because it can withstand that kind of force deep inside the ocean, 1.2 kilometer water, we're talking about 1.2 kilometer water resistance. You know, I'm not afraid of using this you know, on the land. You know, I'm not even afraid of using this, you know, for any kind of activities on the land, you know, like any sport rugged type of activities. It gives me that kind of peace of mind that this watch will function, you know, no matter what kind of pressure, no matter what kind of situation I'm gonna put this through. I think this one will last. It's a very strong, robust, built like a tank kind of watch. And but not only that, not only it is sporty, but it's also, I feel that this is very elegant at the same time. If you look at the dial, it's all made of gold, as all the applied hour markers and the minute, second, and hour hands all are made of gold by Rolex, which is very nice. I mean, I've been wearing this, and sometimes when I put it on my wrist, and when a light hit it from certain angle, it reflects the light in a very beautiful way. It just shines. Something that I didn't experience when I had my Omega Aquaterra with me, even though some people in the forum proclaim that Omega actually use gold to make the hour, second, and minute hand. But then, you know, when I put it on, you know, it never really reflect the light as much, as beautiful as this one does. This one just shines, guys. You know, when the light hits the dial, it shines, and you know, it is just very beautiful, really. Omega doesn't do that. This one does. I'm not really sure what caused it. Is it because of the applied I mean, is it because of the gold that is being used? I'm not really sure, but it does work, and it's just very nice. And yeah, so I like the watch, you know, because of the dial. The dial is very simple, and also very beautiful, made of gold, and also the lock, it tapers down nicely. It's a 5 digits reference number, and if you know the current lineup of Rolex with the 6 digits reference number, they all have a very broad and fat thick lux, but this one, as you can see, it tapers down, it's thin, and it's small, so that gives up an elegance, you know, to the watch itself. So it's not just rugged and sporty, you know, but also at the same time it's also elegant, and that's why I really like it. And the size, again guys, I cannot emphasize this enough, this is only 40 millimeter, which is very nice, you know, for actually female and male. I find 40 millimeter is actually a sweet spot for me, you know. 39 to 40 millimeter, that's a sweet spot for my wrist size, which is 6.5 inches. And also, what else do I like? Oh yeah, I also like the if you can see, there's a writing at the back here. It says Rolex, basically Rolex Perpetual original gas, blah blah blah, you know. I'm not really sure if you can see it, but there is a writing at the back there, if you can see, with the together with the Rolex crown logo there. So yeah, and I did a research about that, and I found out that only Sea Dweller and Milgauss model from Rolex that actually have that kind of engraving, Rolex letters engraving at the back. So that, you know, that's kind of exclusive, I would say. And even though it's just a small little details, but it's just nice, you know, for me to, as an owner of Sea Dweller, to know that only Rolex Sea Dweller and Rolex Milgauss has that kind of treatment from Rolex. And yeah, so I'll talk about the hour marker, and then the oh yeah, the accuracy. I also want to talk about accuracy. The accuracy of this watch has been very good, insanely accurate. I've used it for a week, and there was a time when I used it for 5 days continuously straight before I put it on my drawer, because I don't really go out with it on the weekend. And you know, during those 5 days, I noticed that it only gains about 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds over the period of 5 days. So we're talking about 0.4 to 0.5 second in one day. It gains 0.4, 0.5 second in one day, which is insane in my opinion. I used to have Omega Aquaterra. The watch accuracy was really good as well on that watch. I gained about 0.7 second, 0.6, 0.7 second in one day, which was just insane. But this watch can definitely compete, go head to head with Omega Aquaterra when it comes to that. And Omega uses the technology, the coaxial technology, which is advanced. And Rolex, the movement, in terms of movement, this one is actually just an old movement that has been made, I think, since 1990s. And yeah, so Rolex has older technology compared to Omega, but I don't feel that it's less accurate. I mean, my experience with this watch has been phenomenal in terms of accuracy, and definitely I would say that in terms of accuracy is comparable to my old Omega Seamaster Aquaterra, which is more modern and more advanced in terms of technology. And yeah, so the accuracy is great, and I really love this watch, guys. I mean, it's very beautiful. The dial, I told you about it, is made of white gold, and yeah, the lock is very nice. It's just perfect, really. And I also like the wrist presence that this watch has. This watch is very thick. It's actually 14.5 millimeter thick, but you know what, considering that this can withstand 1.2 kilometer of water resistance, I feel that it's actually not that bad. 14.5, I mean, look at Omega counterpart, which is Planet Ocean, that can go up to 600 meters of water depth, and that one is like 16.5 millimeter thick, I think. But this one can go twice as deep as Omega Planet Ocean, but it's actually thinner than Omega Planet Ocean. So which I think, you know, I tried this Omega Planet Ocean before in AD, and gotta be honest with you, there's no way I'm gonna wear that watch, because the watch is giant, this monster is very big. It's just crazy, ridiculous. And it's like 46 millimeter, I think. They have 46 and 42 millimeter, but Rolex 42 is okay, but the thickness, it was very thick. I think the 42 millimeter Planet Ocean was like, you know, the same, it has the same thickness as this one, but then it tends to wear smaller, you know, for Omega, but normally people will normally go for 46 millimeter, and the thickness is just absolute monster on that model. So yeah, I like it because this one can actually go twice deeper compared to Omega, Planet Ocean, but also at the same time still reasonable at 14.5 millimeter in terms of thickness. And yeah, so and this is the thing, even though it's 14.5 millimeter, but this is the tricky part. It's actually, in terms of if you look at the case, it's actually not that, it doesn't look that thick actually, because when they measure the 14.5 millimeter, they measure from all the way from here all the way to the top of the bezel. And if you see the construction of this watch, guys, I mean, look at this case, but then there's this movement case here that is adding to its thickness. So from the outside, you see that it actually does look thin, but then you have this like a small, you know, I would say like a small plate, you know, small plate that adds to the thickness of this watch, and that's why it makes it thicker. With Submariner, which can only go down to 300 meters of water depth, that one will not have this plate, like this kind of plate, so it will be just like flat, you know, flat watch case, and more comfortable to wear. I mean, I wore it before, but this one, yeah, it's a little bit thick and can be a little bit uncomfortable. You know, I remember the first few days I wear this, you know, it's a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, first time when I wear it, because yeah, because of this, you know, like this thick plate here that that protect the movement, and yeah, but you know, after a few days, no problem at all, because I get used to it, and yeah, so that's what I think about it. It's a very, very nice watch, really, and it winds really, really smooth, you know, buttery smooth, and it offers quick date mechanism, so you can change the date there fast without having to spin your hour hand, you know, for 24 hours before it change the date, but you can rapidly like change the date, you know, by itself. So it's a quick date mechanism. So yeah, guys, basically no complaint at all for the first 10 days. I mean, what I've been using for 10 days now. Yeah, about what, June 11th, and today is 21st. So yeah, it's been 10 days, been using it, and yeah, I've enjoyed it so much. I think it's very, very beautiful. It's built like a tank, and you know, it can really be my only watch, to be honest. And it can really be your only watch. I mean, if you're looking at the modern sporty but elegant kind of Rolex, I definitely encourage you to actually look at this model, because it's just a very, very beautiful watch. And guys, and also in this video, I would like to basically share with you about the lume of this watch, which I consider to be well, I would say it's moderate. It's not too strong. I don't think it's as strong as Panerai or Tudor Pelagos or Blancpain 50 Fathoms, but I think it's pretty normal. It's pretty standard, and it's quite nice in terms of lume. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Just a second. I'm gonna turn off the light, and I hope that you can see the lume nicely. Wait. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna light up the dial first, and to show you the lume later on. And the lume color is actually green. It's not because it's still a 5-digit serial, 5-digit reference number Rolex, so they haven't used the blue color yet, so it's still green. And all right, there you go, guys. I would say it's pretty decent. I mean, the lume, let me see, just a second. I'm gonna apply more light, and I hope you can see it better. Come on. Okay, I think it's enough. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite okay. It's quite normal. I mean, the lume, not really, it's not the best, but yeah, still okay. I don't have complaint whatsoever with the Lume. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, guys, look at that. So the Lume is pretty good. It's bright. It's quite bright, and yeah, but I think it's quite normal. It's comparable to my Breguet Type 20. I also have Breguet Type 20. It's also a sporty watch, sports watch. So it's comparable in terms of Lume strength. So yeah, that's the Lume. And yeah, so other than that, yeah, I think it's a very nice watch. It completes my watch collection. Not complete, I mean, it makes my collection becomes more complete, because I've never had diver in the past. So then this one really fills my my collection very nicely. And yeah, so that's just basically my short impression about this watch. And as I use it more and more often, guys, maybe in the future I will basically do a more detailed review of this watch. And I hope yeah, I hope you like this video review, this short impression review of this magnificent Sea Dweller 16600. If you enjoyed this video, guys, I encourage you to basically please subscribe. Go down below, click subscribe button, click like button, and leave your comments. All right, that's all about it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.